Hey, welcome to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and we'll be doing some technical analysis here on some cryptos here. We'll be starting off with Bitcoin, currently trading at $97,098. Let me know if the volume's a little bit too loud. I can go ahead and readjust it. Yeah, we'll be looking at Bitcoin and a few other cryptos here. And I'll be taking your requests as well. Let me know what kind of cryptos you want me to talk about. Let me just readjust the volume a little bit here. So, yeah, okay, all right. Bitcoin on the we're looking at the weekly chart here. We're starting off from like a bird's eye view. Let me just get rid of that line here that I drew. We do have a green candle here on Bitcoin for the weekly chart. opening at $96,481. We're slightly above that. We're up like $616 for the week on the Bitcoin price. So we're getting a slight green candle here. Bitcoin has been range bound in between like the $90,000 area up until like $106,000, where we had some candle wicks that got above it, but I'm not really counting that. I see that $106,000 seems to be like where a lot of people start selling their Bitcoin and short selling it. And then $90,000 happens to be where people end up buying Bitcoin. You can see we never have actually had a weekly close. We only have weekly candle wicks here on the Bitcoin price. But just looking at the chart on the weekly chart, mind you, this is the weekly time frame. Every candle here is a weekly candle here. We do have the 21 EMA, this white line. It looks like it is coming up, and it should provide us support. Right now, the 21 EMA is at $87,000, $87,842, and then going into next week, it's probably going to be somewhere like $88,000, $89,000, or maybe even $90,000. What that leads me to believe is that if Bitcoin does come down to $90,000 for some reason, it's going to get a bounce off of that 21 EMA, because look what the 21 EMA does for the most part. I mean, the price does hover near it. Sometimes it does go below it. But let's look at the last time we had a significant move on the 21 EMA. You can see here, going back to like October of 2023, when we got above the 21 EMA, and we had like a nice little bull run going into the beginning of 2024, okay? Bitcoin traded sideways in January of 2024, going into February 2024. And then once we got close to the 21 EMA, which is kind of like where we're at right now, Bitcoin decided to continue going up. And it got another impulse move before it started trading sideways again, okay? And you know, around May and June of 2024, we should have had an impulse move, and we kind of did. See how like when we got close to this white line, we wanted to go back up again, okay, after trading sideways. But then, you know, for whatever reason, Bitcoin decided to come back down. It went below it, and we traded sideways. And it wasn't until we got the news catalyst of Donald Trump getting elected that we shot up again at the 21 EMA, and now we're going sideways. And that 21 EMA is trying to catch up to us again here. And there's no certainties, there's no like guarantees in trading or investing, but the 21 EMA should cause the price to start shooting up again, especially if we're on an upward trajectory on the 21 EMA. There's no guarantee. We could just totally disregard it and just go sideways, or even come down below the 21 EMA, somewhere in this region, okay? But I'm expecting that if we are in a bull run, if this is a bull cycle for Bitcoin, and some say it's a super cycle, then the 21 EMA should provide some lift, some rocket fuel here for Bitcoin to go to higher prices here. And if Bitcoin does go to higher prices here, we're looking at the 1618 on this Fibonacci analysis here. About Bitcoin up to $122,000 should be the first stop after it breaks past the all-time high that it made at $109,358 Bitcoin. Okay, I wanted to show you guys the big picture view on what's going on in the weekly chart here. Okay, also looking at the MACD, okay, on the weekly chart, we can see that the buying pressure is coming down. We're not getting the same kind of buying pressure that we did back in November of 2024. Could lead to some red candles here. We could end up going sideways. We could even go down, okay? But if this is a super cycle bull run, then we should start seeing some green candles coming back up into the MACD here as Bitcoin tries to go to higher prices. I'm on the lookout on the weekly chart here. I'm looking to see if the MACD starts trending green again, which would let us know that we're going to higher prices on Bitcoin, okay? But if I zoom in to the daily time frame on Bitcoin here, okay, now every single candle here is representing a daily candle. a day. Okay, and I can see that there's less selling pressure. We had a lot of selling pressure the last couple of weeks here on Bitcoin, but look at the candles here on the MACD. Okay, buyers are stepping in and they're buying up at these prices, even though it looks like we're going sideways, and we have been going sideways on the price for the most part. We are probably gonna get some green candles here going into the next few days here, going into this next week here. Just the way this thing is trending, we should start to see some green candles on the MACD, which should translate to some green candles here on the price chart. Also, the moving averages here are tightly bunched. When the moving averages are tightly bunched, it means that the asset, in this case Bitcoin, has to make a decision as to whether we're going up or down. Okay, and I see a lot of things that are pushing the price up. Okay, we got the 100-day moving average providing some support here, and it's trending upwards. Okay, we also got the MACD that's trending upwards. We also have the stochastic RSI is trending upwards. Okay, so I'm expecting price to actually start trending upwards as well. I don't know what kind of catalyst we're going to get this week, but it seems like there's going to be a news-driven catalyst about something that's going to be positive for Bitcoin. I'm not sure what that positive catalyst might be. Okay, but it looks like the charts are showing that we're probably going to go up this upcoming week. Now, don't rake me through the coals on the fire here if we go down this week. I'm just saying the charts are showing that we're kind of doing like a bottoming move here on Bitcoin. We also have the MACD showing that we should be going up. We have the stochastic RSI saying that we should be going up. We have the 100-day moving average saying that we should be going up. Okay, and then I also showed you here on the weekly chart here, the 21 EMA is going to try to push us to go higher as well. That white line. Okay. Yeah, that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. I'm going to show you an asset that I got involved in this past couple of weeks here as price has been going down. Me personally, I have a lot of SUI, but there's another crypto that's very similar to SUI that I don't have that much exposure to, that I'm trying to get more exposure to, and that's Aptos. Okay, Aptos, if you look at Aptos on the weekly chart, okay, we have Aptos trading at $5.84, down roughly almost 3% today. And Aptos on the weekly chart has been going down ever since like the beginning of December, when you know, we had the Trump pump, cryptos were pumping. We even had a hammer candle that somehow closed red, but then we had a vicious week here on the third week of December, which sent it down, and it's been down, but it's creating basically a falling wedge here, which got me excited because usually falling wedges, they do break out to the upside 70% of the time here. Okay, so we have this falling wedge here on Aptos. 70% of the time it breaks to the upside. With all the moving averages on Aptos, at least on the weekly chart, being above it, this thing is getting way too far oversold, in my opinion, for it to not get at least a pity bounce, like you know, a dead cat bounce that would at least bring it back up to higher prices here, where maybe it could try to recapture that blue line there, that 100-week moving average at $8.50. Currently, you can get it for $5.80. An $8.50 move, right? If this thing was to just move up from where it is right now to $8.50, you got yourself a 46% gainer, okay, on Aptos, all right, or maybe even 50% gainer on Aptos, okay. I think that could come into play here, where Aptos breaks out in the next couple of weeks. If we're bullish and if Bitcoin goes to higher prices, you know, I see a lot of room to the upside here on Aptos, only because it's just been beaten down. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 red candles, 4, 5, 6 red weeks for Aptos. Not everything goes straight down in a straight line. This thing is due for a bounce back. Okay, and the fact that Aptos is has similar technology to Sui, and Sui is considered a Solana killer, Aptos is probably going to be a Solana killer as well. It has the same kind of technology as Sui, not the same kind of development team, but it has a leg up, I can tell you that. All right, so Aptos has caught my eye. That's the reason why I bought some earlier today and throughout this past week. I'm expecting a bounce back on Aptos. And you know what? If Aptos doesn't bounce back and it continues falling down, you can put your stop loss somewhere tight, maybe like at $5.25 or, you know, $5.20 here. All right. And you're only risking, if you were to do that, you know, from like 580 to, what did I say, 520? You're only risking about 11% to try and make like 40 or 50% if this thing bounces back up to the moving averages here. Looking at the daily chart for Aptos, okay, you can see that Aptos is within that falling wedge that I just drew here. I can make this a little bit more accurate. Let me just connect the bottoms here. But yeah, it's in that falling wedge scenario here. And on the daily chart, Aptos was oversold at like 27 RSI on Thursday. Right now, the RSI is at 34, so it's near the bottom of the range for the RSI. And then also here on the daily chart, we're starting to get some. I'm sorry, not the daily chart. On the MACD, we're starting to get some green candles here, so there is some buyers starting to show up at these prices here. Okay. And then if I turn on the VRVP, let's see what the VRVP is showing. The VRVP is showing that, yeah, there's some volume here at like $5.75 and $6 here on Aptos. But there's this big gap in the VRVP, which is indicating to me that when Aptos decides to shoot up, it's going to shoot up real quick. And it's going to get right towards this high volume area, this blue line, which is the point of control. And the point of control is at $9.20. So you have roughly, right? You have yourself, if this thing can get right back to the point of control, you have like a 59% move up on Aptos. Okay. So I see a very high reward, low risk situation here on Aptos. That's why I am currently loading up the truck here and buying up as much Aptos as I possibly can, because I think this thing, if we are still in the bull run, this thing's gonna pop up, and it's gonna pop up real quick here. Okay, now I'm gonna give you guys another cryptocurrency that I've been eyeballing that has some good fundamentals that could also pop up as fast as Aptos, and that would be AVAX. Okay, Avalanche. Avalanche token at $24.96, down about 2% here. And just looking at the VRVP, you can see at the point of control, that blue line on Avalanche is currently sitting at $26.13. We're slightly below that, which means that we should try to climb back up and get to that area at the very least. This is only $2 away. But once we get above the point of control and we recapture it at $26, Aptos, right, has a big gap, and it looks like the next volume node is at $36. So this token could jump up to $36 when it decides to go back into a bull run here. And Avalanche has been in a falling wedge as well. Let me just give it the moving averages here. But you can see Avalanche has been in a falling wedge or a descending channel, okay? And if Avalanche could get its act together, and if we are in a bull run and the altcoin cycle is still intact here for an altcoin season, then the measured move, and I've measured this before, but I'll show it to you one more time. The measured move, measuring from the bottom here in November to the top here that we made in December when Avalanche got up to like $53. The measured move, if we could just break out where the point of control is, The measured move puts us at like $65, okay, for Avalanche. All right, you have a possible $65 token here in the near future if this thing can break out to the upside and get the bullish momentum going. And speaking about momentum, looking at the MACD, we are getting a little bit of momentum. Some buyers are stepping up here. There's less selling pressure at these areas, and we have some green candles showing up on the MACD. Okay, now the one thing that I am worried about that Avalanche is showing some concern here that that Aptos wasn't, okay, is that the stochastic RSI, this blue and orange line here, okay, is starting to trend higher. We have stochastic RSI is like 82.59 on the daily chart, okay. Stochastic RSI is a little bit high, so maybe we trade sideways for a little bit before we can start going to higher prices. But the stochastic RSI can stay high for a while. There's nothing that says that it can't just stay up that high. Because like look back here, you know, it can stay up high, you know, stay up high for a while during a bull run, okay? And we would like to see it to stay up high if that's the case, because that would just reconfirm that we're in a bull run on Avalanche. But you know, I'll just show you going back to like Aptos here, why Aptos just seems a little bit better. Aptos, right? Actually, no, Aptos, I take that back. Aptos' daily RSI is also showing some high stochastic, so that's a little bit concerning. That you know that we're getting a high stochastic RSI, but it's not all too concerning because we could stay high if we're in the bull run. All right. I think it was like the weekly chart. Yeah, the weekly chart stochastic RSI on Aptos is bottoming out here. And I believe the same thing for AVAX. Let's look at AVAX again. Yeah, AVAX is also bottoming out on the stochastic RSI on the weekly chart. Not the daily chart, the weekly chart. So I think these cryptos here have been beaten down and dragged through the mud long enough for us to get at least a bounce back. And if the bounce back comes in, you know, like I said, with Avalanche, you're looking at a bounce back of like to $65 possibly, long-term target. But the next bounce back should possibly get us to about $35, $36 in the short term here. And, you know, if it does that, right, $35, $36 on Avalanche from where we are right now, that's like a 37% gainer, okay? So, wait a minute. Let me just draw that out to like where we are right here. Oh, about 46%. So Aptos and AVAX both look like they could do at least 40 or 50% if they could get a nice healthy bounce back. Okay, I think I could see that happening for both of these cryptos. I'm a little bit excited about those two. Although I know you guys might be excited about other cryptos. We'll take a look at the other cryptos. Let's take a look at XRP. One of the more popular cryptos that are out there. XRP, look at the weekly chart, trading at $2.74. Let me make sure you guys are able to see that number there, $2.74. And XRP has a high volume node here at like $2.44. Okay, I believe $2.44 should be a good area to scoop up some XRP if you're able to get it at that price. The next high volume node for XRP, if it does decide to go on a bull run here, you're looking at like $3.13, $3.14 for XRP, which happens to be with a 0.786 Fibonacci analysis is showing at. You have $3.15 should be like the next long-term target here for XRP, and then the even longer-term target is this XRP getting back to the all-time highs at $3.40 here. Okay. XRP, you could also game plan this out with a stop loss right at the candle wick low here at $2.32. You could probably put your stop loss at $2.30, and you probably don't want anything to do with XRP if it goes below 230, because we're probably going to be in for a whole world of hurt, because if XRP decides to go below 230 for whatever reason, if we're bearish, then the next high volume node is looking like $1.46 or $1.50. Okay, somewhere in that area you'll have some support for XRP. Okay. But if you're being bearish on XRP, your take profit should be about $1.50 in that ballpark area. Okay. All right, moving on to Solana here, and then we'll look at Ethereum. Guys, go ahead. Feel free to give me your requests here for any crypto here that you want me to look at. Solana currently at $187, down 3.5%. Solana has on the VRVP a bunch of volume nodes here that it could either climb up to or climb down to. Since Solana is looking bearish, you know, the last 4 weeks have been bearish for Solana. Look at this. One red candle, another red candle, four red candles in a row. You would think Solana would get like a pity bounce, a bounce back, right? A dead cat bounce. And if Solana doesn't get that dead cat bounce, then the next high volume node is right here at $154 on Solana. That's not going to be good for you Solana investors. And then the point of control is still showing that, you know, Solana could come down to $143, where a lot of traders and investors settled up at. So look out below if Solana is going to be bearish, right? Because you could be coming down to $150 to anywhere to $140. Now, if Solana does decide to get bullish using the VRVP high volume nodes here, you have like the next high volume node at $218. We would want to see Solana get past $218, $220, which happens to be where a lot of traders consider Solana to be bullish, because when Solana does get above $220, it can shoot up and be off to races and go as high as 290 or even 270 or 280 here. Okay, and if Solana does get past 220, right, then the high volume node after that would be around 240. Okay, where a lot of traders and investors settle up at. And then the next high volume node after that would be about 256. Okay, 260. We don't really have that much volume after that, because when Solana did get past 256, it didn't stay above 256 for too long. Okay, we have a candle weekly high here on when Donald Trump got inaugurated at about $273, and the one before that was $295. But those are just candle wicks. That doesn't mean that we actually got a chance to actually stay there for too long. If I go into the daily chart, it'll probably show you, like, yeah, like when we got up to like 295 that day, the day before Donald Trump got inaugurated, that Sunday, you know, we got up to 295, but we ended the day at 252. That was only temporary. Okay, and then the following day after that, we got as high as 273, but we ended up closing at 241. Okay, so Solana doesn't really have that many opening and closing candles at 250 or 260. So if you see Solana at 250, 260, you own Solana and you're in it for like a short-term trade, you might want to actually start considering selling your Solana. Guys, I gotta adjust something here. Okay, all right, good, all right. So yeah, that's my analysis there for Solana. Let's go into Ethereum. All right, Ethereum. Ethereum is currently sitting at a high volume node here at about 2700 on the VRVP here. Okay, VRVP showing that, you know, 27 is a high volume area, and the next high volume area would be about $3,200. I see a lot of potential here for Ethereum to shoot up and make a lot of money in a short amount of time if we can just get Ethereum to be a little bit more bullish than what it is right now. You know, just trading sideways, that's not really bullish. Okay, and it's coming down from a downtrend where it's making low highs, lower high, lower high, and lower low, lower low, lower low. Okay, but here in the daily chart, I do see the MACD is showing less selling pressure and the beginning of some buying pressure. So maybe the next few days here, we can see Ethereum try to make a high and get above this flat area that it's in. Okay. Let me turn on the moving averages, see what moving averages are saying here. Yeah, so you know, if Ethereum's gonna be bullish, we want to see Ethereum get above this red line, this 200-day moving average, currently sitting at 29.36. So if Ethereum can just get back and recapture that level, you're looking at a what do we have for Ethereum? We have about from 26 to 29 roughly, about a 10% move up in price on Ethereum if we could just get back to the 200-day moving average. But if Ethereum is able to get back to the point of control, which is currently sitting at $3,200, $3,300, then you're looking at like a 26% move up in price on Ethereum. Okay. Now, I don't know what the catalyst is going to be, but I feel like the market is ready for something big to happen this next week. It's either going to be a make or break week for cryptos here, where we're either going to go up big time or we're going to go down big time. So be careful. If you're short-term trading this, have your stop losses in. If you're long-term trading it, I mean, if you're a long-term investor, you might be able to get some cheaper prices on cryptos if we do have a big move down here. But I want to show you guys total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, which is going to show you like, this is going to show you like how much money is in the altcoins right now. Total market cap, this is excluding Bitcoin. So this is basically Ethereum and everything else below that. Is at $1.24 trillion. There's $1.2 trillion in the altcoin market here. Let me get rid of the moving averages. Okay. You can see that the point of control is currently sitting at $1.35 trillion. We have about roughly about 100 or 200 billion dollars that we could see coming into the altcoin space here, which would send altcoins up higher. Now, I am a little bit concerned looking at some chart patterns here. You know, we have ourselves some lower lows here. We started to create some higher lows here, and we created some temporary higher highs here. But this is looking like a bear flag to me on the altcoin market. All right. And the way bear flags go is that you would just take basically the flag here, the flagpole, and you put it to like where we could break down out of this flagpole, like somewhere near like $1.23 trillion. It says that we could come down to $1.04 trillion if this is bearish. If this is bearish, there's nothing here that says that it's completely bearish, right? But being below the point of control is a sign that we're kind of in the bear market here. Let me turn the moving averages back on. Let me see. We're still above the 200-day moving average, but if we come down below this red line here, the 200-day moving average on the altcoin market, which is currently sitting at $1.1 trillion, then yeah, you could definitely say that we're in a bear market on the altcoins. Okay, so we'll be wary of that going forward. We'll be on the lookout to see if we're gonna get this bearish move down on altcoins. Okay. Let me see if I can develop a bullish case here. Let me just get rid of these lines here. The bullish case would be we need to get above this 21 EMA, which is providing some downside resistance here. That's currently sitting at 1.28 trillion. If we can get like $1.3 trillion and then get back up to the point of control at 1.35 trillion, that would put more money into the altcoin market, and that would give us a better case that we can be bullish again on altcoins here. But with the point of control currently at 1.35 trillion and we're only at 1.2 trillion, we can't be overly bullish on altcoins. This is kind of like becoming like a altcoin picking market. You have to pick the right altcoins right now. You can't just pick any altcoin and expect to get rich. You have to pick the good ones, the best ones, most likely the high market cap ones, the ones that have been proven and been around for a while. Not your meme coins, not your short-term, you know, get rich quick coins. Okay. But if I go to the weekly chart, let's see what the weekly chart's showing on the altcoin space here. You can see that we are currently hovering above the 21 EMA, that white line there. Let me just get rid of the VRVP because we don't really need that right now. But yeah, the 21 EMA, that white line is showing it's showing that we're currently getting a little bit of support on the 21 EMA. If we are bullish, this is a good area to get a bounce back and see, like, maybe us get to like 1.4, 1.5 trillion dollars on the altcoin market cap. And let's see where the high is. The high, we saw back in December, altcoins get as high as 1.64 trillion dollars. As we start climbing up to higher prices here, I would like to see us recapture that $1.35 trillion mark. If we get above 1.35 trillion on altcoins here, then I would say that we are back to being bullish again on altcoins. And if I turn on VRVP, I think the VRVP also agrees with that number. VRVP is from point of control at 1. So yeah, 1.35 trillion. Mark that down. Once we get above 1.35 trillion in the altcoin market, you can be bullish on altcoins again. It'd be a lot more safer to be in altcoins once you get to that level. Right now, a little bit risky, but you might get a little bit more reward if you want to buy some altcoins right now in anticipation that we go back up to the point of control and we go back up to being bullish again on altcoins. Alright, I'm going to see what's going on in CoinMarketCap.com, see which one's doing pretty well here. So this is CoinMarketCap.com, last 24 hours, who's doing good? PancakeSwap, up 7.48%, Ronin, up 2.89%, Polymatic up 2.6%. So there is no double-digit gainers here. At least today, it's mostly flat. A lot of them are down. Okay, but let's take a look at PancakeSwap. And if I don't get any requests here, I think that's going to be it for this live stream here. Tomorrow, I can tell you that tomorrow, we're going to look at Steiner Cynthia Loomis and what she had to say about the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. She did an interview that I thought was really good. I'll show it on my next live stream tomorrow around the same time, 5 p.m. East Coast time here. But yeah, let's see PancakeSwap. There we go. So yeah, be on the lookout for tomorrow. Tomorrow should be interesting. We'll look at the interview first, and then we'll get into looking at the charts as well on for tomorrow's live stream. But we're just looking at the weekly chart for PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap, wow, look at that, up 63% this past week. I believe PancakeSwap is a decentralized exchange. Not sure why they're getting a lot of price action right now. Besides the fact that it looks like they're breaking out of a falling wedge here. This was a falling wedge, and that is a really good, solid green candle to get out of your falling wedge there. Okay. I'm expecting this thing probably to go trade sideways for a little bit here, going into the next few weeks before it starts going up, or maybe it goes down. All right, but that weekly candle, wow, that's a big solid green weekly candle there. It gets you above the point of control, which is at $2.50 here. So congratulations on doing that, Pancake Swap. Pancake Swap investors, you're above a lot of these high volume nodes here. So Pancake Swap could actually be on the beginning of its bull run. If Pancake Swap is a leading indicator about the bull run that might be coming up in the next few weeks here, then you might want to just continue watching Pancake Swap, because this thing could probably get back to its highs that it made here in December at like $4.50, or like roughly $4. Let's see. If I zoom out a little bit more, let's see what the VRVP is going to show if I zoom out. Wow. Okay, so this crypto has seen higher prices for sure back in like 2021 and 2022. Looks like it's getting the beginnings of just bottoming out and getting a bull trend here. Let me zoom in onto the daily chart here. So the daily chart is showing that the point of control is roughly 261. So I like the fact that we're above the point of control, because if we're above it, that means we could come back down and just use the point of control as an area of support before we go up to higher prices on Pancake Swap. Yeah, and I see that the 21 EMA is starting to curve up. When that 21 EMA crosses the red line, it should get another bounce to higher prices here. And if we do go to higher prices here, I do see, like, you know, right over here near like $3.40 might be the next short-term stop before it goes up to $4. Let's see, Pancake Swap daily on the RSI here is at 69. Okay, so right now might not be the best time to buy it. You might want to see this thing go sideways a little bit on the price, or maybe come down a little bit on price. But if it is gonna continue being bullish, it can get RSIs of like 70 or 80, and you'll just be in it for the ride there. Okay, so Pancake Swap looks like might be worth watching and adding to your portfolio if you want to get a crypto that's actually doing pretty well, besides all the other ones that have been having red days and red weeks here. I see this in the beginning of its bull run, which hopefully the rest of these cryptos could start doing a bull run as well. Alright, I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I just want to go over a few cryptos here. Be on the lookout. I'll do a longer stream tomorrow, Monday at 5 p.m. East Coast time here. All right. But I appreciate you guys coming out here. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe so you can see more technical analysis here on the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to look at the charts here with me. Take care, guys.